Hey, this is Dave with the Ultimate Showdown. We're at Lion Guard Gaming in Hoquiam, Washington. Today we are going to do a how to play the Ultimate Showdown. Thanks everybody who's joining us. I got some friends here. They're going to be helping me demo and kind of show you how to play the game. They don't know how to play the game, and so we're going to learn together, and I'm going to explain it to them.
I'm Terry.
Terry, you can talk over here.
I wasn't sure.
You two can talk to this camera.
Scott.
Darren.
And I'm David. Awesome. Have any of you played this before?
No. I think, yeah, back in the day, but it's been a long
May
time.
have played once. All right.
Yes.
So we're just going to toss the guidelines of play over here, and we're just going to go. All right. So each person is going to get 3 cards. I have no idea what cards you're going to get, and that's okay. So I'm going to just hand them out here. So you can look at your cards. Go ahead. So what's going to happen is I'm going to lay a card down and I'm going to create a character with it. And it has to reference the card in some way. So some of the rules are I can't create a like all-powerful god character, but and I also can't create something that's like has no way to be contacted by anything else. Does that make sense? So it's like some interdimensional weird thing.
So no Cthulhu stuff? We can't make invincible, unbeatable creatures?
Your goal is to make an unbeatable creature, but that may have weaknesses. Like, let's say like Zeus, right? He has weaknesses, although he is a god, so that's fine. All right, so the character that you create, you can add 1 extra ability to. So let's say I played a dragon. So dragon, I'm assuming, breathes fire and can fly, right? But it might not have the ability to... would be something unique. It might not be like a sharpshooter with a gun, right? So I might make a dragon that somehow is like an amazing...
A gunslinger.
Exactly. A pot shot. So that would be something that's unique, or like a frog that breathes fire, right? That's pretty unique.
Yeah.
So you add an ability that doesn't come natural. So I am going to go ahead and start by laying a character down and creating a character from it. It has to reference it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to lay this card down here. So this card is on the picture, it has a ghost, which will be on the screen, and it's coming out of some guy's body. So from this card, anything that I can reference to this or reminds me of it, I can create. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So just because it came to my mind, I'm going to go ahead and create, if you remember the Ghostbusters where they have that giant Stay Puft Marshmallow guy.
Of course.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and create him. I'm going to give him the name Puffy. And he has a special ability because he obviously needs one more than what he naturally has. And it turns out he's actually, he's incredibly intelligent, and he's, because of that, he's able to like think his way through difficult situations, which the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man did not have. So that's my character, and I'm gonna go ahead and say that for some reason I'm out in the woods hanging out because I'm kind of worried about people being afraid of me. So I'm hanging out in the woods. So that's where I'm at. So what'll happen is we're gonna go clockwise. So Terry's gonna go next, and he's gonna lay a card down, and he's gonna create a character with it. And so how I win is if my card goes all the way around and I'm still in control of it. So how I would not be in control of it is if it gets destroyed, if it gets disabled, or if it gets put underneath someone else's control. So a way it could be put underneath someone else's control is if there's like a dog and a pet tamer comes along and tames it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or let's say you, how it'd be disabled would be it gets put to sleep, or it gets put in jail or something like that, frozen, but maybe not dead, like a cryosleep. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so obviously destroyed kind of explains itself. So Terry's gonna go ahead and lay a card down. He doesn't have to involve my card, but if he does, then I have the opportunity to defend Puffy here.
Okay. Put down the zombie horde, for those who can't see it. I mean, it's a massive unit of zombies. But the special ability I imagine this time would be not only can they infect you through bite, but they can also infect you through touch. And as they touch and grab people, the horde grows and becomes a stronger creature.
Nice. So if Terry here wants to attack or do something to Puffy, then he would basically tell a story such as the horde of zombies were walking through the forest and touched Puffy and infected Puffy, and Puffy became a zombie and part of the horde, and then he would control Puffy and Puffy would be a zombie. Or, and if he does, then I could have a rebuttal to that.
So, they're zombies. They like flesh.
Okay.
It's not flesh, so they're probably just going to go right by him.
Well, like, how can they touch a ghost? They go to touch a ghost and go,
Well, that's...
he's like a
the
giant
same.
marshmallow.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
But they're not eating marshmallows, so
Yeah.
I think we're gonna let that one slide on through.
All right.
But let's see what else the table has to offer.
All right.
All right, so I'm gonna place down this. Looks like a knight with a battle axe.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
But his special ability is he's able to operatically sing to control masses.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And so he's gonna stand up on the nearest hill where he can see that group right there, and he's gonna belt out a tune and try to control this group of zombies.
So you would say this is what he did. So he did that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Awesome. And so now he has one opportunity to disagree with you if he wants. And if he does, he can either change the story to say something different happened, or he can agree with your story and add something to it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And if he does either of those, then you have, because you're the one that was the aggressor, you have one opportunity to either agree with him or do the same thing as a rebuttal, or you also have the opportunity to stick with your main story if you think his is just garbage. After that, then basically if they're spectators, they would judge whose story we would go with. Since we don't have those, it would go to whoever basically doesn't have a card out here or who wasn't involved would judge whose story was better. If they can't decide, then you would rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
And then you would move on. Okay, so he sang his operatic music, which controlled your zombie.
Control masses.
So if you have questions, you can ask him, like, are they only controlled while he's singing? How long are they controlled for? Things like that to clarify.
Yeah, that was be the first thing. Is
They are only controlled while he's singing.
So only while he's singing.
Because the story he sings through his opera is telling these guys what they need to do.
Okay. My other question would be, like, I mean, do you have to be intelligent to understand these commands?
Nope.
Because these are zombie hordes. They don't really...
It just controls the masses.
They're just
Let me
they're
put
looking
it-
for food.
Let me put it this way. Are all masses in the world intelligent?
No. That was a terrible... I did this one to myself. I don't...
You gonna agree with him, or...
I think I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what'll happen is you'll just put your card just so it's partly underneath his. That means it's in control.
But you better keep singing, because the second you stop singing,
He could sing forever.
they're gonna eat you.
He's secretly an opera master.
Look at that man. He can
You
sing
stop
forever.
singing, or they get too far away, like, they're not going to be under your control anymore. Then what are you going to do?
They're just ripping each other apart.
They're zombies. They're not ripping each other apart.
Well, he could tell him to do that, technically.
Through my story that I am singing, they are ripping each other
that's
apart.
fair. That's pretty solid.
So now it's your turn. So here's the deal. If you don't deal with my Puffy here, I win. Because I'll survive all the way around in a circle. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So with what you're playing, you probably want to think to yourself, how can I deal with Puffy?
And he's an actual marshmallow.
A giant marshmallow. Yes, like the size of like a 30-story building. He's humongous.
So, what I have is a baby dragon.
Okay.
But, so like every normal dragon, it breathes fire. Like every fantasy, it's but it's also a baby dragon. So it's adorable.
Yeah.
But you guys have all seen Gremlins, where you just add water and it becomes this terrible, scary monster. His special ability is he's adorable until water touches him.
Okay.
And then he becomes a full-scale super dragon.
Like an ancient dragon?
Yes.
Does he thirst for marshmallow?
Well, I mean, he breathes fire. So he burns he can burn marshmallows.
All right.
So, like, what I'll say is like, oh, it's raining outside. Oh no, ancient dragon. But see, the good thing is, even if it's not raining, it's a baby dragon. Baby dragons still can breathe fire. It'll just take longer.
So you'll just say this is what happened. Yeah. So go ahead and say what.
Yeah.
happened.
So here's what happens. The
Yeah.
baby dragon walks up to Puffy, and it's just all cute. And Puffy's like, "Oh, hey, look, it's adorable dragon." Then it starts raining. And then poof, it slowly starts growing bigger and bigger until it's an ancient dragon, and he just starts breathing fire all over Puffy. Because ancient dragons have anger issues.
Maybe they like toasted marshmallows too. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean,
He's got a thirst.
he's got
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you. I think Puffy, as intelligent as he is, can't really do a whole lot with an ancient dragon. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove him from the board here. He got destroyed.
So we speak in the past tense when we talk about this?
What happened? Yeah, because we're telling the story of what happened with our characters. It's really, I guess it doesn't have to be past tense, but you're telling the story of what your characters did.
Like present, past, yeah. Like this happened, yeah. All right.
So now do we fight each other?
No, it's my turn now.
Oh,
because I have
okay.
more cards.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, well, we have to try and take care of that now, right? Because
Yes.
we get all the
So
way back
if he
around.
wanted to, he could have involved every single card that's on here in his story. But maybe he didn't know that because it's his first time playing.
Yeah.
Right? So now he knows. So basically.
So are we like all in a field somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, it can literally take place anywhere.
You're on a hill.
You're in a hill.
I could have done the awesome.
We were in the woods, probably near that hill. I don't know.
We could have done the awesome scene where we could have been like Avengers. A giant horde of zombies.
Once everyone lays their last card, if we get to that, anyone who has a card that survives to the very end, if no one's made it all the way around, you will win. So you can end up having multiple winners at the very end. You can also possibly have none if everyone gets destroyed.
And do your cards team up? So like when it gets back around to Scott, when he plays a card, does that card become part of his
And
team?
does it have
Yes.
Okay.
Well, but if he survives, then he doesn't need to because he just won the game.
Right.
Yeah.
But he can. Let's say it's Terry's turn. Terry could free his zombies, then his zombie horde would be back under his control.
Okay.
I'm real stubborn though, so you gotta be real convincing.
Well, then it comes down to the spectators.
I'm not quite sure if I have the card to deal with the night or the creativity, because that's ultimately what it comes down to. But I feel very confident about controlling this ancient dragon / baby dragon. So this is I'm gonna play this as a dragon tamer because I feel confident in the dragon tamer's abilities to tame any dragon. However, special ability that the dragon tamer has is able to teleport.
You could, in theory, teleport the dragon over the horde of zombies.
I have lots of options at my disposal right now. She needs a name. Elvira, the dragon taming teleporter. Wonderful. And so, here's the story that happened. After melting the State Push Marshmallow Man Puffy, did your dragon have a name?
No, I didn't give him a name. It was
All
just
When one lives that long.
yeah, when one
Yeah.
lives that
Has
long,
need
it
for
forgets
name.
its names.
Fair enough. All right. So it happened to be that Elvira here was going on a stroll through the woods near her cabin because that's what she does, and she has abilities as a dragon tamer to be able to notice when dragons are around. And she obviously saw this giant marshmallow get melted. It's like, this is a giant marshmallow, dude. Got destroyed, and she was like, you know what? I would become even more powerful if I had another dragon underneath my command. And so Elvira came over and did her, however that works, I don't know, waved her wand thing. It's confusing to me, but it was like almost like she was able to sense and can then control with mind control somehow the dragon. It's a dragon tamer. And then the dragon thus became underneath Elvira's control. And that is my story.
I mean, it's a dragon tamer.
when someone sings to take hordes over, like, what was I supposed to? Yeah, I get it. I feel you. I feel you. I feel it.
Yeah. I mean, you tame dragons.
You going with it?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, that makes sense.
I'm over here.
We just keep making cool stuff and just keep changing it. Yes. Yeah. We'll go with this guy. Who is a rich judge sitting on the scales of justice is what it looks like. But his name is Wayne Stark, and his superpower is money. And he is the arch nemesis of your knight. Longtime rivals.
Algeric the Charming.
There we go. Algeric the Charming. And his special ability is, at nighttime, he fights crime and punishes those who deserve it with his super suits.
Is it a flying super suit?
It's Bat Iron is his name. It's weird. It's crazy. Lots of gadgets and explosives and. So here's what happened. Him ever on the lookout sensed your character's presence in the world again.
The Stark signal.
Yeah, Stark signal. I must destroy crime. He flies out and just starts shooting rockets at you and the zombie horde. Because he murders people.
So let me get this right. This dude has a flying suit.
He sure does. Shaped like an iron bat. He's got other gadgets at his disposal too. And when he needs new ones, he can just buy them with money!
I feel like maybe...
With an awkward, bat logo thing that's not a batarang.
Right.
It's a bat dagger.
So does he have an ability to tune out the wondrous tale that's being sung?
Well,
He's not a horde, so...
Yeah, you said it could only tame the
unfortunately-
masses.
The masses. Everybody's the masses.
Oh, well in that case, yeah, obviously he's been fighting your guy for eternity. He knows how to block out your song. It's crazy.
Okay, well-
he has a helmet.
Well, the thing is with my guy, since we've been fighting for so long, this wondrous suit of armor is something he has stolen from this man.
Oh, is that so?
So he can also fly.
Oh.
And is impervious to your technology. Since you created this suit to be impervious to your own technology.
Okay.
So he also lifts off from the ground, still singing his wondrous operatic tune.
In the time that he's been waiting for you to resurface, he's found ways to advance and move past his old technology. And now he can destroy it with a snap of the fingers if he wanted to.
But the thing is,
And mess up your stuff with bat sonar. Make it so you can't sing
But the
anymore.
thing is with him, this axe right here is magical.
Oh, okay.
And can deflect every bit of technology you can send at it. It's like a black hole for technology.
Gotcha. But what about the technology to disable it?
If you have developed that, but I don't know how you would have unless you had reverse engineered this.
All right.
I think we're gonna have to go to a vote here.
So here's the deal: is you can't add extra abilities that wouldn't come natural to your character.
That's fine.
Okay. Fine.
And so if someone hears that, you can just say I disagree with you being able to add an ability, if that makes sense.
That's
but if it's something that would come natural, then it could, and that's up to you as the one. Like,
well, technically, I created his suit, right?
Exactly.
He said it. He gave me the ball.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
the ball is in your court. Have it.
So you guys disagree? Is that correct?
We disagree.
All right.
I have
So
money.
we're gonna let you vote on
Okay.
a story that you feel who would be. So you get to agree with one of their stories.
So I know for sure
Wayne Stark or
Wayne Stark shooting missiles would destroy a zombie horde. Like, without a doubt. If he flies, zombies can't touch him.
that's right.
And then also, if the zombies could touch him, he's wearing a suit. So they have to get through the suit to touch him. So, and then you come down to
Who would win?
the 1v1. And I feel like your character is weak without his being able to... I think Terry will win
All
in the
right.
end.
So that's
Wayne Stark.
Of course.
So they both got destroyed. I'll just take those over here.
Money wins again.
I highly disagree
Money
with that.
wins.
But that's the way it goes.
It's Wayne Stark.
All right, my turn?
Yes.
Okay, so
Clap back.
I have this dragon right here.
Oh no!
He is the king of all dragons and cannot be tamed.
How
His
did-
special ability is he cannot be tamed by a dragon tamer. Every dragon in the land bows to him, including the tiny and the
Secret pocket dragon.
and the rain manipulated ones. And so, what he does is he came onto this field, and he sees this woman who thinks that she can take one of his minions away from him, and he calls to this minion and tells this minion to swallow her whole.
Well, it depends. Is it raining still? Because if it's not raining, it's just a baby dragon.
Now, if it's not raining, then breathe fire.
So you tell me what happened, because I need to know exactly what happened.
He comes onto the field,
Yep.
is angered by what he sees,
Yep.
and he called to his dragon to devour her or burn her alive.
What one did he do? I need to know.
And the dragon burned her alive.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a safer bet.
All right. I'm going to disagree with your story,
Okay.
and here's what I'm going to say: is that your dragon doesn't have the ability to control humans, which Elvira is. And Elvira noticed that this dragon, being very knowledgeable in dragons as a dragon tamer, was coming and knew that she could no longer control the dragon that she had. And so, believe it or not, she has the ability to teleport as a special ability. And teleported to a different continent where she would be away from the baby dragon and the other dragon that do not have that ability.
Fair enough.
All right. You agree?
It's pretty
All right,
good.
so you get control of this, and
You do take.
I am on a different continent currently.
You gotta kill him.
Now what?
Her, Elvira.
Or she wins.
So
And she is no longer in this big
We
field.
can all
Oh,
agree.
I forgot that I could have jumped you into the story too. Oh, that's
So we can all agree.
You can
that,
assault the whole table at once,
Yeah.
and I'm Wayne Stark. I can do that. I'm Iron Man.
This area was probably in around we could all say like Europe, Northern America with the field fantasy dragons. We could all say she'd probably teleport to, I don't know, Asia, where ninjas exist. And this ninja is no ordinary ninja. This ninja can control time itself.
So he's a ninja, and his special ability is to control time.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
So
that's gonna make things difficult.
So that basically means if he's in a fight and he looks like he's about to die, he can reverse time real quick, so he can be like, let's not go that route again. And he can also slow down time. So if someone's about to teleport away, he can slow down time to catch up before they, teleport away. So she lands in beautiful, beautiful China. But this ninja's lying in wait, as ninjas do. And when she comes off her teleport to relax, he, bam, pounces his attack on her.
Does he pause time when he kills her?
He slows down time because he knows she can teleport, so he just saw her
Does he
teleport.
also move slower when time is slowed down?
He does not.
So he moves at normal speed.
Yeah, so he can fluctuate time to an extent. So he can slow down, he can slow down a person.
So he slows down the world around him.
Yes.
Okay. But
Thank
doesn't
you.
have ability to go back in time.
He can go back 10 seconds. It's the
Okay.
furthest he can go back. Like he said, how he was about to die, he can jump back right before he was about to die to do something different.
All right. What's his motive for killing Elvira?
He
I feel like it's star-crossed lover happening here.
Well, see, he's actually in allegiance with Wayne Stark.
Wow.
Where Wayne Stark is always the one to watch out for criminals and justice.
Okay.
I
And
see we're gonna have to kill both these guys at the same time because
Taming-
it's always gonna be
All right.
this guy
Taming
wins
and-
situation.
and normally dragons are something that is considered evil.
Apparently, I
And-
know League of Shadows. So
Oh, yes.
And apparently,
You brought a minion to the game.
dragons are evil, and
Okay.
it's true.
so therefore it would make dragon tamers evil.
Okay.
All right.
So he was aware of her, and
Alright.
he was here to deliver justice in the form of death.
Okay.
He's the judge, jury, and executioner.
I feel like I have to agree with you because a ninja I couldn't hear coming up, so I went no to teleport.
Well,
Alright.
but now we have to deal with it.
Now it's my turn.
Yeah.
How are you going to beat the power of money?
I don't know.
You haven't seen League with a Ninja?
I think most of us don't know how to beat the power of money.
That's why Batman has endured.
Well, he's also super smart.
Oh.
I'm not saying Wayne Stark is that smart, but he's
just
pretty
has
smart.
money.
And that's why he has endured for decades.
He's more on the money side, less on the like, I lost my parents and I'm sad and I had to learn how to do things myself.
Can we
side.
say? Can we say in the next game that you can't come up with a superhero from an established comic book
No.
to win the
No.
game?
I made that up.
No.
He's not Bruce Wayne
Will you-
or Tony
will you
Stark.
stop?
He's
Wayne
Bruce.
Stark.
He's
Will you
Wayne
stop?
Stark.
Will you stop?
That's like
can't-
saying you
you
can't
also-
pull from Dragon Mythos. That'd be
You
cool.
also can't bring a minion to the game with you.
I didn't do that.
You did.
But also, like,
He'll accept it.
the fact that he gave me control of the character to a degree, I'm okay
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
So, if David doesn't kill me, I think this
Yeah,
is game.
your minion has won for you. Good job, Darbs.
Well, it's because I had to kill him.
Yeah, because if we would have gotten back to David, he would have won.
Yeah.
But now my job is gonna have to be to kill you. But now I can just recruit a
I don't
minion.
know. Let's see what
Upside down.
let's see what
I
David's
don't know if
got.
a ninja can kill a dragon.
You can control.
There you go.
Alright.
Oh,
So
What is that? Is that
That's-
Zorro?
it looks like a lone gunman, and lone gunman, because it just has to reference the card, reminds me of Clint Eastwood. So Clint Eastwood has the ability to control other celebrities
oh no!
with
the director.
with his star influence.
Oh
He's
no!
got a director's chair with you.
It so happens that through his star influence, that he has a charity event that, believe it or not, Wayne Stark shows up to help orphans, and having a horrible experience with his parents dying, as it turns out.
Who would have thought?
It's almost like both those characters.
Comes to the event and ends up through the star power of Clint Eastwood and his special ability of controlling other celebrities, ends up being underneath his control. So at the moment, he is currently being controlled by Clint Eastwood and is giving away money to different causes that Clint Eastwood has. Is what he's doing underneath his control.
My
But he's
superpower.
currently being controlled. That's my story.
He's controlling your superpower.
Well, he's not in a suit, so like,
Well, and if he controls him, and you just then he just controls you in the suit.
In,
Too.
in public image is an MF.
yeah, he's gotta have it. But people can't know who he is. But at the same time, I can't block any mind control because my helmet's not on. So like,
And he's controlling your money.
yeah, he took my superpower.
You gotta give it to the orphan.
Yeah, all right. I'll
Yes.
give it to you. I can't stop that.
All right, Terry. It's now your
My
turn.
last card.
The King of the Dragons was a good pull. The King of the Dragons.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Because like, I don't know how I'm gonna.
It
beat
just has to
anybody.
reference the card. It doesn't have to be what the picture is.
Right. I understand that.
Yeah, all right.
So my last card is a mall cop.
Paul Blart.
He's Paul Blart 2.0. He's built better and stronger. With upgrades from Wayne Stark.
Because he was secretly an orphan.
Yeah. He saw how well he protected malls and had to upgrade him. Make him better so he could help protect the world.
Does he have a special ability?
Yeah, he's basically Paul Blart, but in a RoboCop outfit.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
He's just metal. He's a cyborg. Still man, but mostly machine. Made out of the most durable of metals and heat resistant. I can reference other people's characters, right?
Of course.
Okay, cool. Okay, interesting. So, getting a weird signal from Wayne Stark before he went offline after killing a bunch of zombies, he went in the area to check it out. Upon advancing, he sees dragons. And he has to call in some favors. So he calls Wayne Stark, and he calls in the Shadow Society to come help him take down some ninjas.
Is Wayne Stark at a gala right now?
No, I'm not saying Wayne Stark's coming. I'm just saying he called him for help, alright?
So Clint Eastwood put down his microphone. He goes in.
I think every character from now on is just going to be Superman. Y'all better have some kryptonite.
I mean, in a world where we make anything up, it's not that hard to get.
I mean,
So he's going to come in with his giant laser gun, and hopefully with the help of his
Time ninja.
time ninja, he's going to slow down time and blast the dragon.
he can slow time down, he said.
You can slow
Yeah.
time, right? Or
It's slow time, and I can rewind time up 10 seconds.
Okay, then he's just going to slow
And
time.
also, what is his fatigue level when he runs from China?
Well,
to
maybe
whatever field?
just Wayne Stark sends him a super
Yeah.
jet.
Maybe he gets picked up.
So while he's coming over in the super jet,
He's just going to start shooting lasers at the dragons.
the king of dragons is going to swoop down and he's going to pick you up in his mouth and he's going to crunch down with his 6-foot teeth
It's fine.
and pierce your heat-resistant armor.
And the hardest metals on Earth. You can't
You
pierce
said
through it.
heat-resistant. You didn't say hardest metal.
He did say that.
I did.
Yeah.
I did say hard metals.
Yeah.
So,
Oh man.
so I'm just shooting lasers in your mouth now. Pew pew pew. Dragons have soft insides, if I recall. So yeah, I'm gonna try and call in some help and try to shoot the dragon to death.
Well,
It'll take me
we're going
46
to
hours.
Oh,
All right.
it's a beautiful day. The sun has come out. The rain stopped. So just throw that little spice in there too.
Back to a baby dragon.
All right. So do you agree with one of their stories? Are you agreeing?
So-
he involved you. Are you agreeing with his story?
The thing is my guy would totally come to help, but it'll take 4 to 6 hours to
Okay.
get there in a
4
jet.
to 6 hours.
Okay. So
But if you slow time,
Well, I
everything
mean,
you're doing continues quick, right?
oh, sorry, 2 to 3 hours.
Okay, I'm into it. So I have to fight for 2 to 3 hours, and hopefully when you get there, time it'll be fine.
Yeah.
all right. So you guys are disagreeing, correct?
Yeah.
And so because all of us have cards out here, you guys got rock paper scissors.
Oh.
Is it 2 out of 3?
It's up to you guys. You want to do 2 out of 3?
I always do 2 out of 3.
Best
2 out of 3. All
Let me
right.
go rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
You got
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
So 1, 2, the fourth.
Let's just go 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Ah, come on!
3.
Well,
1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3.
Yes!
all right. So
Paul Blart 2.0, baby!
did you kill one or both? It seemed like you just killed the big one. Is that correct?
I would.
Or
Well,
did they both die?
well,
What was your story?
they're evil dragons. I
That
wouldn't
one,
kill them.
that one
Okay.
had him in his mouth.
Until he dropped me, and then I shot the other one with lasers too.
All right. So they're both gone.
No, my baby dragon.
I'm not baby dragon. All right, Scott. Let's see what you got.
All right, so
I'm currently on a jet.
I had to make mall cop happen, so.
we got Mr. Farnsworth here,
Oh.
who owns every mall in the country,
No! He's my employer.
and is in charge of all the employees.
Oh no.
And his superpower is he can control the minds of all of his mall cops.
Oh no.
So what had happened was he watched this dragon thing, and he doesn't like dragons, so he's happy with that. But he really hates ninjas. And so he sends his mall cop 2.0
Oh no.
to kill this ninja.
We turn on the Shadow Society.
So tell a story of how the ninja was killed by.
So Mr. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.0 here
Yeah.
gets in the private jet of this young man right here,
Farnsworth.
Farnsworth,
Got it.
and he flies to intercept this ninja as he comes rocketing over in Batman's jet or whatever the hell he's in.
Iron Bat.
And as soon
Iron
as
Bat.
Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.0 sees this jet, he does a head dive right through the center of it. Oh, and blows it up.
All right. So first of all, he has to agree. Terry has to agree that his guy is able to be controlled by Farnsworth,
Well,
because he basically is now taking you under his control.
I didn't say that he couldn't. So
Okay.
that's on me. So I'm going to go ahead and agree.
Okay. So now he just is now under his control. So now you get to have a rebuttal if you want, if you disagree.
So my first question is he? So what is this plane like above mine, and he's just jumping straight down?
Yeah. Or,
But also with how fast are these jets going? Because if you step out of a jet, aren't you going to go?
Well, when he sees him coming, he jumps and times it. I mean, I'm not going to deal with the physics here. This is just what happened.
Well, because
I would say he is a robot. He's been upgraded, so
Yeah.
he would be able to
He can
calculate,
calculate that.
Okay,
It's just
okay,
what
that's
happened.
fair. That's fair. I mean,
I'm not going to explain the physics of why rain makes a dragon large.
because magic.
Yeah. Technology.
Are you agreeing?
Yeah, he would kill. Because if he blows up
All
the
right.
jet, there's not a lot I can do.
So
You're still just a
you
ninja.
have the last card.
Okay.
So because you have the last card, you can literally put a card out there and say this guy's chilling wherever this area is and doesn't doing anything, and you would technically win, but so would we because we have cards out here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or you
So
can
he can
evolve.
just hide
Yes, because he's the last card.
like an island in the middle of the Pacific
Yes.
somewhere.
But if for some reason he wants to try to take both of us on, there's a possibility that we could both die
Yeah,
and he could die.
We have yet to attack everybody.
So he can do whatever he wants here, and it could go well for him, or it could go really poorly, depending on his choice, if he feels confident.
Let's see what you got.
I'm not. I have a pirate. But
gonna multiply.
actually, I don't have a pirate. I have a kraken.
Oh.
There you go.
But, see, there's a little problem. This is a flying kraken.
All right.
I would assume
solid.
that he dies in the hole.
Oh, he died.
I don't know.
No,
He's a
explosion.
robot.
But
Okay.
he's going to go straight down through the jet.
Well,
and then-
but-
He's gonna be
That
on
was
the Earth.
that wasn't.
But, you know, I don't think you'd kill him per se. Also, he's your minion. Why are you?
he
getting
falls
rid of-
into the ocean.
Because I'm
You gotta
rich.
leave him.
They're
I own all the
expendable.
balls.
They're expendable.
Not all of them are Paul Blart 2.0.
But yeah, so I have a giant flying kraken.
Hmm.
It's just a giant flying kraken.
All right. Are
So
you
its special
attacking one, or are
ability
you
is
just
flying?
Yeah, it can fly. But see, the problem is, if you guys aren't over the ocean where he is at the
Yeah.
time, because he has to go back to the water.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like if he's not nearby anything, then he's just a flying kraken who
Nice.
kills pirates and cruise ships. But
We're getting away from him, and then it flies out of the water. And cruise ships.
Just cruise ships.
Man.
But yeah, so unless you guys are by him, like,
Yeah.
and it's like the same thing as even if he did make a lunge attack at the jet,
Yeah.
the jets could just, if they get away from him, get away from water.
So you have a kraken that's just hanging out over the water, waiting for cruise ships and pirates.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So that is the end of our game. So technically, I won. Scott won. Darren won, and Terry
I lost.
kind of like won through us, but didn't really win because he has two characters that are underneath our control.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wayne Stark and Paul Blart 2.0 are still hanging around.
So what are your guys' thoughts? Do you have questions? Things you didn't understand? Things maybe won't.
Not me so much, but I've played this before, so
Okay.
I kind of had the idea. But it's pretty straightforward once you start playing. You just got to make sure you don't
Cross that line of.
hit God mode. which
Yeah.
is-
That's what I was thinking. Like,
it's easy to do in this because
the
you're like,
thought
oh,
of like just taking characters that are already created and just making them even better. Like Superman is immune. His special ability is he's immune to kryptonite. What are you gonna do?
Well, he's still weak to magic, and too much radiation and sun will still affect Superman.
I mean,
if you want to get real technical,
I guess
about
if you
he
draw-
has other weaknesses.
I guess if you draw a red sun card,
Listen,
What if he raised
maybe
his
we-
parents from the dead and he listened to them? I mean, that's,
yeah, there's ways
A
around
necro-
it.
oh no, it's a necromancer that can raise superhuman parents.
I blew up the sun. All of his powers are gone.
and simultaneously destroy the planet.
so any other
everybody's
questions?
gone.
I think this game
Except
is
for the
pretty
guy
fun.
who blew it up.
I mean, I'm also someone that plays Warhammer and Magic a lot. So I enjoy games where I can just kind of like be like, oh, hey, look, it's a giant kraken. Even though the only thing that says it's a kraken is there's a giant tentacle.
Yeah.
A lot of
That's it.
a lot of tabletop, like D&D and stuff, helps with the imagination.
Yeah,
part of it,
definitely.
so
Yeah, the D&D lends to this.
it
very
draws from a lot of different games and you can throw all your stuff into whatever.
Awesome.
Because I mean, obviously, comic knowledge came into play here.
Yeah.
Like, and movies, and it's a good time. I like the game a
Yeah,
lot.
I like it.
Yeah, it was pretty
Nice.
fun.
So a couple other things that maybe you guys didn't like do as much, but like let's say like with this card here, this is that he played as the Wayne Stark as a rich guy. Like you can play as the statue thing
So
that's back
whatever's in the
here.
picture.
You could
So
like
you can play as the shadow.
of course, and so like
Ooh.
you could play as a police officer. This could it has to do with whatever reminds you. Does that make sense? So like I could see this
Yeah.
hammer and be like I'm playing Thor because this hammer reminds me of Thor. And so like anything that I can reference to the card, it doesn't have to be what's. If I see something in the picture and I'm like this reminds me of this, so I could be like I see a stack of money. This reminds me of like a rapper or that boxer that always carries money with them. If that makes
Floyd
sense.
Money Mayweather.
Yeah, like this reminds me of Floyd Mayweather because he's got a stack of money and he always carries money with him. So it's like anything I can reference to
Oh,
it,
okay.
I can create. I just have to be able to reference the card that I have, and so that opens up like a whole new world of possibilities for like what you create with it.
Right.
So the cards aren't just what's on there. And one other thing is like when you start the game, like let's say you're like, hey, do you know what? I want to play within more restricted boundaries for the game. If people agree to that, so if you're like, hey, we're not going to play superheroes, maybe you don't want to do that. You can say, hey, we're not playing superhero characters, or not playing mythical characters, or something to where you like
Use your own imagination to create what you see.
or you can say we're playing, on Earth and it doesn't go beyond that. And if everyone agrees to that, that's where your confines of your game are, and you have to create characters that fit that.
Right. Start building
that's cool.
parameters around how you want to play
Yeah,
the
I
game.
like that.
Exactly. So at the very beginning, if you're like, hey, this is how we want to play the game, then cool, we've established that's how we're...
So you can tailor the game to fit lots of situations.
Exactly.
It'll
Yeah.
be different every time.
So one deck of cards can be different every time.
Yeah, so with one deck of cards, you can play with up to 10 people. I've actually played with 15 people where each person had 2 cards. It was ridiculous and hilarious and a ton of fun. And took forever.
I can see how
But,
that would take forever.
I mean, it was at a convention. We had hours, and we're playtesting and stuff. And people are like, "Hey, this is a blast. Let's play." So